know.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever you could share.
it's kind of bigger than boxing, I guess you could say, because of like the history and like everything that.
Shakur Stevenson has been a vocal figure in boxing, with his sharp skills and confident statements making waves in the sport. One of the most anticipated matchups in recent years is a showdown between Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis, two of the most talented fighters of their generation. This potential fight, however, has not materialized yet, with both fighters trading barbs and discussing the possibility without a definitive date set. While fans eagerly await this clash, there are deep-rooted complexities surrounding the personalities, styles, and careers of both fighters that make this rivalry one of the most compelling in modern boxing. Shakur Stevenson, known for his technical prowess, has been vocal about his belief that he is the best fighter in the lightweight division. He has repeatedly expressed his desire to face Tank Davis, confident that his defensive style and adaptability in the ring would make him the victor in any matchup. Stevenson has been adamant in asserting that Tank Davis, despite his explosive power and success, would avoid fighting him. Stevenson criticized Davis's reliance on raw power, stating that he would outbox Tank because of his superior defense and ability to avoid punches. "I'm a better skilled boxer," Stevenson said in several interviews, emphasizing that his ability to read and evade punches gives him a distinct advantage. Stevenson believes that Tank's style would be ineffective against him, arguing that Davis would have to adjust his approach and become more aggressive to have any chance. Tank Davis, on the other hand, has largely dismissed Stevenson's claims, often downplaying the challenges Stevenson poses. Davis has pointed to his own knockout power, which has earned him a reputation for being one of the hardest hitters in boxing, as the key factor that would win him a potential bout with Stevenson. Davis has also expressed his belief that Stevenson has not faced the same level of competition, criticizing his record and dismissing him as an unproven fighter. Tank has questioned what Stevenson has done to earn a shot at him, suggesting that his own skills and accomplishments far outshine those of Stevenson. "What has Shakur done? Who has he beaten?" Davis has asked, dismissing the hype surrounding Stevenson's career. However, this rivalry isn't just about boxing skills. There is an underlying tension in their personalities and approaches to the sport. Stevenson has frequently stated that he feels Davis is afraid to fight him, calling him out on social media and in interviews. He has suggested that Davis's reluctance to step into the ring with him is a sign of fear or uncertainty. In contrast, Davis has responded by focusing on his own path, recently announcing that he plans to retire by 2025, making any potential showdown with Stevenson seem more unlikely. While Stevenson remains open to fighting Davis whenever the opportunity arises, the uncertainty surrounding Tank's future casts a shadow over the fight's potential. One of the key issues in the discussion surrounding a potential fight between Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson is the question of legacy. Both fighters are at a crossroads in their careers, with Davis possibly nearing retirement and Stevenson still building his legacy. Fans and pundits alike have weighed in on what Davis needs to do to cement his place in boxing history. Many argue that Davis needs to face the best competition in his division, and the fight with Stevenson is seen as one of the last hurdles to solidify his legacy. If Davis indeed retires without facing Stevenson, many believe that it will leave a significant gap in his career, one that could taint his place among boxing's greats. As one analyst put it, if Tank wants to be a Hall of Famer, he has to face Shakur. Stevenson's comments on Tank's possible retirement have been pointed, with Stevenson suggesting that Davis is avoiding the fight due to fear of failure. He pointed out that a fight with him would be a test of Tank's true abilities, as Stevenson's defensive style would force Davis to fight in a way he has not had to before. "Tank can't go out there and lose rounds," Stevenson said. "He would have to completely change his style to even have a chance." For Stevenson, this fight is not just about money or fame, but about proving who is truly the best in the division. Tank's response to the possibility of facing Stevenson has been somewhat dismissive. Davis, known for his brash confidence, has said that while Stevenson may be talented, he doesn't pose a real threat. He has also criticized Stevenson's defensive style, arguing that boxing is about more than just avoiding punches, and that Stevenson's focus on defense makes his style less exciting. Tank's fans, many of whom admire his knockout ability, argue that Stevenson's defensive tactics will not be enough to survive in the ring with Tank, whose power can knock out anyone at any time. Once Tank hits you, you're going down, his supporters often say, making the argument that Stevenson's lack of knockout power makes him an easier target. Despite this, Stevenson continues to call for the fight, asserting that he is ready whenever Tank is. He has repeatedly stated that he believes he is the more skilled fighter, focusing on his technical abilities, ring intelligence, and ability to make adjustments during a fight. Stevenson has gone as far as to say that Tank's knockout power is overrated, claiming that he has the tools to outbox Davis over the course of 12 rounds. His confidence in his defensive abilities and adaptability in the ring sets him apart from many of his peers, and he believes this is why he would prevail against Davis. The debate about who would win in a fight between Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson is largely driven by their contrasting styles. Tank Davis is a power puncher known for his ability to end fights quickly with his devastating knockout punches. Stevenson, on the other hand, is a master of the art of hitting without being hit. His defensive skills are elite, and his ability to avoid punches while controlling the pace of the fight makes him a difficult opponent. This contrast creates a fascinating dynamic, as fans and analysts alike debate whether Tank's raw power would overpower Stevenson's technical brilliance, or whether Stevenson's defense and ring IQ would allow him to outbox Davis. While the hype around this potential fight continues to grow, there are several factors that could prevent it from happening. Tank Davis has made it clear that he is not in a rush to face Stevenson, and with his planned retirement on the horizon, the clock is ticking. Stevenson has remained open to the fight, but the lack of concrete negotiations between the two camps leaves many wondering if this rivalry will ever be settled in the ring. For now, boxing fans can only speculate on who would come out on top. But one thing is certain, the clash between Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson would be one of the biggest fights in recent boxing history. As for Stevenson, his journey continues. He has made it clear that he is not waiting around for Tank, and he is focused on his own path in the sport. With a potential fight against Tank still hanging in the air, Stevenson remains one of the most promising young talents in boxing, and his future in the sport is bright. Whether or not he gets the chance to face Davis, Stevenson is committed to proving himself as one of the best, regardless of what anyone else thinks.